Hello friends, it's Indiana Homes on another lovely winter's afternoon here in Anaheim, California at Disneyland. Let's go in the park and see what changes there are today. All the updates, what's open, what's closed, what's fun, and what's to eat. We've got our favorites, Chip and Dale, right here today. Okay, coming into the park on a Thursday afternoon in the winter. It is February 22nd, and it is a lovely, warm day today. And you can see here, City Hall is still covered by a giant printed scrim as they do their renovations on this building. And it looks like the same thing is true for the Disneyland Fire Department building. It is also under a full cover of printed scrim. Pretty cool. Ah, it's so pretty out. It is neither hot nor cold. Actually, it's just a bit on the touch warm side because I dressed warm because it is winter, but in fact, it's not really very cool. It's just, you know, supposedly it's 65, but it feels more like 70. And then I wore some warm clothes today, so, you know, it's a little warmer than I expected. But it is beautiful out here today. Walking by the Main Street Cinema with Steamboat Willie playing all the time, every day on a loop. You love that. And then all of the shops. I wonder if they have new spring merch coming in now that it is starting to become the close end, the later end of winter as we approach spring. Let's see what they have here in the window. Oh yeah, I like that bright yellow sweatshirt with Mickey Mouse. And this is new, I haven't seen this before. A collared striped shirt with Mickey holding a flower and a beautiful bee. That is great. As is this white shirt. Those two things look new. Oh my gosh, and that purse is just super cool. Wow. Those graphics are very familiar looking. They look a little bit like the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad style of drawing, style of animation. But as we look around here, let's see what we have in the shop today. Ah, some nice Lilo and Stitch backpacks and sweatshirts, some new stuff here. Lots of bright colors. Okay. And we're walking through the kids section. Let's go around this way. We still have some winter stuff. There's Goofy. There's Goofy skiing. We've got a few Hawaiian shirts starting to come in. So there's more Lilo and Stitch stuff. This is interesting. A lot of Lilo and Stitch stuff. That's a really great Disney backpack. I love that with all the characters. That is super cool. That is a big backpack though. I don't think I need a backpack that big. I have so many backpacks. But this little purse is cool. I bet my wife would love that. That would be a good present for her. It's $40. I can't see how much the backpack is. Oh, it's up here at the top. The backpack is $54.99. That's nice. That's a nice backpack. Here's a shop that I don't go into very often. It's the Glass Cutters Crystal Arts Glass Etching Shop. And they do have really cool stuff in here. I haven't been in here in a while. Let's check this out. Okay, they got a lot of crystal. Lots of glasses that you can have things etched on, like the Disneyland 100-year anniversary. Well, I don't know, it's not Disneyland 100 anniversary, but maybe the Disney 100 anniversary. Mickey, lots of jewelry. Oh, that teapot, that's really cute. Pretty stuff. I love these little miniatures. These are really awesome. More Lilo and Stitch characters. These are great. love this. I wonder if they're doing like a sequel movie. Oh, look, here we go. We've got Monsters Inc., Bambi, all our favorite characters. I love the miniatures, you know, because it's hard to display stuff these days unless you have a really big house. So having the miniatures is really great. Lots of tiaras, lots of glass over here. Classic glass. This is great stuff. And of course the rose from Beauty and the Beast. Great stuff. Look at the glass slippers over here. And some frosted Mickeys. I always love that frosted glass. If you light it from below, it's really cool. We've got some Maleficent dragon characters here in glass. And then up above here, we've got some in what looks like a white plaster, but I'm betting it's plastic. And then as we exit here, lots of water flasks. And a lot more. Well, I like the water flask with the Mickey head on top, and then all the Minnie Mouses. No, it's actually a Minnie Mouse head. These are Minnie Mouse. So many flasks, and more Lilo and Stitch. So cool. Great stuff. Lots of coffee mugs. I have so many Disney coffee mugs. But I don't see any that I want today. I think my vintage ones are a little better than what I'm seeing today, although these are cute. This is the style I like. A little bigger coffee mug. These are even smaller than the ones that I have at home, but I like these kind of classic ones. These say Grandpa, Abuelo, Abuela, Grandpa, Grandma. Nice. Here we go. Instead of Minnie Mouse, we've got Mickey Mouse here. Very good. Lots of good merch here. Some stuff for the kitchen. I guess we are walking over into the Christmas shop now. It's Christmas all year round here, and you can buy ornaments here all year round. And you can see up above here all of the Christmas trees, Christmas garlands, Christmas ornaments. It's Christmas all year round in this shop. And that's always fun, right? I love this one. It's got a Dumbo theme to it. That's so cool. Okay, gonna have to leave Christmas and go back outside into the world. I hear what sounds like the band up ahead. I think today I am gonna start by going counterclockwise and head into Tomorrowland and see what is open and what is not open. I can already see that the Astro Orbiter is still behind a construction wall. It's still under wraps, and it has been under wraps for quite a while now. I'm really surprised. I thought it was going to be a quick, you know, disassembly and maybe greasing up, oiling up, replacing some bearings or something, and then back up. But this is taking much longer. So that gives me hope that maybe they're going to replace the current Astro Orbiter rocket cars with bigger cars, because the ones that they have been using the last 10 or 15 years are just way too small. There it is, Astro Orbiter right behind us. You can see it's still under wraps, and it's still going to need time to be reassembled. It looks like, I don't know, did they repaint the old People Mover bridge? Yes. Some parts of it. No, I don't think so. Not recently. Okay, walking into Tomorrowland now. Pretty sizable line for Astro Blasters across the way over here, which is pretty typical. And we've got a pretty good sized line over here for Star Tours, 45 minutes right behind me. So far, everything but Astro Orbiter looks like it's open. Let's go check out the other rides in Tomorrowland. Okay, let's see, what do we got over here? Looks like a lot of people lining up for food. They gotta have those churros, because you know, churros is what keeps everybody moving. You need that sugar infusion. Let's see if Space Mountain is open. Space Mountain went through some minor renovations, mostly lighting it seemed to me, earlier. Well, actually it was later in the 2023 year. It has been open in 2024. And yes, I can report Space Mountain is open. And it looks like Space Mountain has a 90-minute wait. Yep, 90 minutes. That's pretty typical for Space Mountain. So they are still in full operation. Full operation. Heading over here, you can see as I turn around, Space Mountain right here is showing 90 minutes. 90 minutes. I'm gonna go over here so you can see that a little better. There you go. 90 minutes for Space Mountain. That is a pretty typical wait time, but not a time you will ever find me waiting in line for. I love Space Mountain, I actually do, but I'll never wait 90 minutes. 45 minutes is about the max that I'll do, but when I want to ride Space Mountain, I try to get to the park early. Rope drop or just after rope drop and make a beeline for Space Mountain, and then basically just walk right on. But I'm here late in the afternoon today because I had some things to do around the house, and so I got a little later start. It's a little busier than when I usually come. Okay, over here on my right is the launch bay, Star Wars launch bay, and I don't see anybody up there. This is one of those things where the launch bay is just a member lounge. A member lounge. So you have to be a member of the Disney Vacation Club for this particular. It's not really an attraction. It's just sort of a hangout, just sort of a hang, and you know, it's neat, I guess. You get to sit outside up there on the balcony, and maybe inside they've done something. I don't know. It used to be the Carousel of Progress. Remember that? If you don't remember the Carousel of Progress, I don't blame you, because it's been decades, I think, since it's been open. But Google Disneyland Carousel of Progress. It was very cool. It had a lot of animatronics, and it showed like the progress of technology over the last century, over the 20th century, and even maybe a little bit before. Okay, I'm walking up here to Autopia now, and Autopia, you know, generally it's pretty quick. It's not that long of a line, except for maybe in the summer. But right now it's showing at 2:20 p.m. The wait is 40 minutes for Autopia. That's a little bit long, but it's not terrible. I prefer to go to Autopia when it's like 30 minutes or less. My ideal time is 20 minutes. That's my favorite time to go, when Autopia is only at 20 minutes. But you can see everybody up on the bridges there, which is the queue. It's pretty busy today. I think because it's been raining so much in Southern California that people want to try to get to Disneyland when it is not raining in between these rainstorms. And so today is one of those days where it's just beautiful and sunny. And so this is the time to come to Disneyland, when it's beautiful and sunny in between the storms. Okay, there's one last ride here in Tomorrowland we got to check on, and that is the Nemo's Submarine Voyage, and that looks really busy today. The last few months, the Submarine Voyage has been very slow, or I should say, you know, just very chill. It hasn't been a very busy ride. It hasn't had a very big line. But today there is quite a line. Let's see if it says how many minutes it's going to be. It says it's a 30-minute wait. I think that's usually pretty accurate, but it does look a little bit longer than 30 minutes to me today. But if they have all the submarines running, then 30 minutes is probably correct. But yeah, this is the biggest line I've seen in maybe 2 or 3 months. I think maybe the last time I saw a line this big was back in November during the Thanksgiving Day weekend, or maybe even before Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving weekend. So yeah, a little bit of a busy time here. As long as we're over here, let's take a look at the submarines, because I always love going on the submarines, and I love seeing the submarines. It's just so super cool. Let's check it out over here. And we get a little glimpse of the Matterhorn too. And here we are at the submarines lagoon right here. And it looks like they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 submarines going. It looks like they have one that is currently not in operation. So that 30 minutes could be accurate, but it could be a little bit off too. Anyway, looking beautiful here today. Let's head back out and let's go over into I think I'd like to go to Adventureland first and see what's going on over there, because as we know, Indiana Jones is over there and the Jungle Boats, and I love those rides. The Jungle Boat cruise shouldn't have more than maybe a 30-minute line, but the Indiana Jones ride, one of my favorites in this park, often has a 60 to 90-minute line. But it also breaks down a lot. But the last time I went on it, which was about 10 days ago, actually it was Valentine's Day. I was here with my wife on Valentine's Day with Lizzie, and it was fantastic. We just walked straight on. There was no line. We walked straight onto the Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye ride, and that was fantastic. Every once in a while that happens. It was really busy by the time we got off. There was a big line, and then it broke down, okay, as it often does. I think that maybe the reason that we were able to just walk on is maybe it was broken down earlier, and they had to reset the whole ride and then test it, and so everybody probably left or was asked to leave, and then we just got lucky. We just walked on, or walked up to it right as it opened, like maybe a few minutes after it opened. That's what I am guessing, and that's probably why we got to just walk on. That also happens on the that also happens at Galaxy's Edge. And in Galaxy's Edge, sometimes you get a breakdown, and then the ride is closed for a long time, and then it opens up again. Okay, here we are out in front of the castle, right here, Sleeping Beauty's castle. This is one of my favorite buildings in all of Disneyland. It is probably my favorite building. I do love it. I mean, who doesn't love a castle in Southern California, and especially Sleeping Beauty's castle here at Disneyland? I mean, this is just the best. All right, let's head on over to Adventureland. Ooh, it's feeling warm now. I'm getting a full sun, and I have dressed a little bit on the warm side today. I should have dressed cooler, but I didn't. I don't mind being hot or warm, but I really don't like being cold. You know, I'm a Southern California boy, born and raised, Los Angeles actually, and so I am so accustomed to warm weather. Even though our winters are not very cold compared to other places, to me, you know, anything below about 65 feels cool, and anything below 60 feels cold. So I have a tendency in the cooler months to dress maybe warmer than most people would. And then on a day like today, in a situation like this, I'm like, oh, I dressed a little too warm today. It is a little extra warm. Okay, here we are at the Enchanted Tiki Room, and there is a good crowd there for that. We're entering Adventureland now. Adventureland, if you've never noticed, Adventureland always seems more densely attended, more densely populated. It has a more dense crowd compaction than Frontierland, because Frontierland is wide open, and Adventureland is very small and narrow, really. And so Adventureland can be very tight quarters, as it is right now. I mean, it's not terrible. I've seen it much more crowded than this many, many times. But this is pretty typically crowded, as we are used to seeing. Oh yeah, there's a big line at the Hideaway behind us. The Tropical Hideaway, where you get those yummy pineapple smoothies or frozen drinks. Here's the Tropical Imports, which imports nothing but strollers. That's all we see there. And now we're coming up on the Jungle Cruise. Let's see what the wait for the Jungle Cruise is today. Okay, 50 minutes for the Jungle Cruise. That is a long line. 50 minutes for the Jungle Cruise. That's longer than I'll wait. I mean, if you're here on vacation and this is your one shot, of course, you got to do it. You got to wait in these lines. But if you have a magic key, I would recommend just coming a different day or coming when it's earlier. Indiana Jones, right here, and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye is 55 minutes. A 55-minute wait is pretty typical, and I think it's worthwhile. If you have the time, it's definitely worth waiting the 55 minutes for Indiana Jones, because it is a pretty exciting, immersive ride. If you guys haven't been to the Adventureland Treehouse this year or in the last year or two, you need to come, because it's been all retrofitted. It's been all redesigned, rebuilt, redecorated, and it is spectacular. And you can just walk right on it. Most days there's no line for it. There's no line today. You can just walk straight on. So it's really great. Wow, the line for, I'm walking up the bridge now between Pirates of the Caribbean and the Rivers of America. And the line for the Pirates of the Caribbean is thick. It is all the way across the bridge and down below. If we look here behind me, you can see how busy it is down there. It is really busy. And then behind me over here, you can see on the bridge, we have a big, big line going. Notice down here on where the queue is, everything to the left is Lightning Lane, right? That is very empty. You just have a few people heading up over this way, okay? And so that's pretty quick. You pay that extra money for that. And everything over here on the right is the regular unpaid line. And it's big, and it is busy. And then as we walk through here, you'll see there's just tons of people on the bridge waiting to get onto the Pirates of the Caribbean. Wow, it goes all the way back here. See this rope line right here? This rope line doesn't let you pass through like you normally would, because the line is headed all the way back here for Pirates of the Caribbean. That is a crazy big long line. Wow, that is a big long line. Okay, here we are. The restaurants are looking really busy over here on my left. That's the Orleans Cafe we just passed, and it was packed. Tiana's Palace, which was really packed when it first opened for the first few months, is looking pretty chill. It's not bad at all, and I would highly recommend the food at Tiana's Palace. It is really great. If there's no line like this and if you have all that seating, it's totally worth it. Okay, we are now walking up to the construction wall that is hiding the Haunted Mansion. Check it out. Oh my gosh. This wall goes all the way around where if we look here, this wall is covering the New Orleans train station, the fountain area, which was part of the extended queue, and all of the queue area and front yard and side yard of the Haunted Mansion. You can see the Haunted Mansion right there, okay? And it is completely covered by this wall. That is crazy. I have never seen this. Oh, that's amazing. You can see there's a giant crane up there. It says Malcolm on it. And you can hear all kinds of construction. You can see some steam or smoke coming up there. I think that's some kind of a generator. Oh, no, that's probably a train. I take that back. That's probably the train on the other side passing. Because even though it can't stop in New Orleans Square Station, it still goes on its same track, on its same, its same route. Now the Mark Twain has been under renovation for months. If we look at the Mark Twain here, the Mark Twain looks spectacular now. It looks, I love it. It's all painted and varnished. It looks great. It looks like they built a brand new paddle wheel on the rear end of that, but it is still not in operation, okay? So we will be waiting for that because we love the Mark Twain. I see all kinds of tractors over the top of this bridge here. There's some orange ones, lots of orange ones, a blue one. Okay, we are just walking around the construction wall for the Haunted Mansion, and as you can see, it is completely surrounded by walls. And if I turn around and we look at the Mark Twain here for a moment, you can see it looks beautiful. We see, oh, there's a construction worker right there on the top deck in an orange vest and a blue helmet, and they're running some cord, some power cord, or they're actually spooling up some power cord. So they were working inside that part, I guess the captain's, or I don't know what that is, inside that lounge area there, or inside that room on the second floor. Okay, we are now walking up to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it is starting to take more recognizable shape. If we look carefully, we can see we've now got the water tower that says employee owned Tiana's Foods, and notice the crown on top of that water tower. And now the top of the mountain actually has a different look to it than it did when it was the Splash Mountain. Look at that, they've taken off the tree on the top, they've reshaped this, it sort of has more rounded, more curved and kind of gentle curves to the mountain, which is completely different than the way it was in the Splash Mountain. There are no briar patches or briar thorny bushes anywhere left on the mountain. It is completely looking different. It looks like they've added some big rocks up here as well. This is starting to look exciting. For the longest time it was just deconstruction, deconstruction, deconstruction. And now it looks like we're seeing some serious reconstruction, some new construction to reimagine this Splash Mountain into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Okay, coming around here, let's take a look down here at what we see. Okay, we still have those same 3 or 4 holes in the side of the concrete, and they don't look like they've done much more, but I see a lot of plastic pipes. So I don't know, those kind of pipes look like they're for electrical, but then I see some copper pipes, that must be for water, and then I see some galvanized pipes, that looks like electrical. So just a variety of different types of pipes down here that are some of the construction that they're doing back there. I mean, there's just a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Absolutely. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. This whole area back here has just been taken over. There was seating back there, you know, to eat behind the Harbor Cafe, but no more. You can see we've got Haunted Mansion, we've got Tiana's Bayou Adventure, both under construction. It's going to be a while before these things are done. I am betting that they will, I'm hoping that the Haunted Mansion will be done by August or September at the latest, so we can have our Halloween excitement, our Halloween overlay, the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay, because that is one of my favorite things. And then hopefully we can also have the Tiana's Bayou Adventure maybe by November or December at the latest. Wow, it's busy enough here that even the Davy Crockett canoes down here have a big line. And usually this is pretty chill. In these cooler months, the Davy Crockett canoes have been very empty, and it's been very easy to get on them. I went on them for the first time in a long time a few months ago. You can look on my channel for my paddle around the rivers of America and around Tom Sawyer's Island and the Pirate's Lair. It was really, really fun. So look at my channel for that Davy Crockett canoe ride. Here's another view, another angle of what's going on the construction. You get a better angle of the water tower and where it's placed to the Winnie the Pooh area. And this is dangerous because I love to eat those caramel apples down here, but I'm going to try and refrain from that today. I did hear, and I even saw some pictures of the reimagined, the redesigned Choco Tacos, which is a waffle cone in the shape of a taco with vanilla ice cream and chocolate on top of it. And if I do find one of those in the park today, at one of the carts, I will definitely be eating that. Oh look, there's Tigger. There's Tigger. Oh, how cute is that? Yep. Tigger's hanging out over here. So that's one of the fun things about this area is you run into Tigger, you run into Pooh, you run into Eeyore. It's really fun. You get your pictures taken with them, do some photos, a little bit of interaction, and then afterwards you can go to the Critter Country Corner Pooh store and get yourself a caramel apple or something. Ah, there's Pooh right there. There's Pooh. He's so great. I love Pooh. I love all the Winnie the Pooh and Friends characters and this whole little area of the park. If we turn around here, now we're looking again near the old entrance of Splash Mountain, which is just to my left. And you can see there's a lot of scaffolding up here covered with scrims. They do not want us to see what they are doing to this side of the mountain. But hopefully it's something exciting. Oh yeah, look at all that extra steel that's going in over there. See that? That is new. That is some new steel over there. Huh. That's gonna be cool. Okay, I'm gonna walk around this side. Usually there's another character over here on this side of Pooh. Sometimes it's Eeyore, but there's nobody at the gathering spot. It's called the gathering spot. There's nobody over there today. So we do not have any more characters, but we do have the Winnie the Pooh ride over here, which is always fun. I love it. If you have not been on the Winnie the Pooh ride and sat in the little honey bee hives and gone through the Winnie the Pooh ride, you got to do it. It's so cute. I know it's kind of like a kid's ride, really, but it's really cute and fun. And if you ever were a fan of Winnie the Pooh, if you ever read those Winnie the Pooh, Christopher Robin books, it just gives you the warm fuzzies. Even as an adult, of course, I read these books to my kids and read these stories to my kids, and we watched those cartoons together when they were little, and I get the feels when I see Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Eeyore, and when I ride that ride, and I highly recommend it. It just brightens your day. It puts a smile on your face. Okay, walking through again. There's Tigger again, interacting with guests. Tigger is such a ham. He is such a suave dude. All right, there's that Winnie the Pooh, the Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh ride entrance. If you've got to have a burger, you could do worse than going to the Hungry Bear. They have some pretty decent burgers. And once again, I always check on this. This is the last remnant of Splash Mountain, still in existence. Right here, the Briar Patch Shop sign and building is the last remnant of the original Splash Mountain. I'm sure this will be gone and they'll replace it with a Tiana shop sign at some point, but for now, you can still see it. And there's the Hungry Bear. If you need a burger and fries, that's a good place to go. They have lots of seating there and bathrooms downstairs, so that's all good. Okay, walking back up by the canoes now. Yep, it's pretty busy down there. You see the people down in the canoes. They're getting ready to go. All right, we are going to walk back over into the New Orleans Square area and actually walk through New Orleans and see if there is any musical entertainment for us, because there often is, and I love it. Oh yeah, I can see somebody up there in the Mark Twain working there where the big wheel is, straight up above. You can see those folks working in there, polishing that up or greasing it up. I'm not sure what they're doing, but the Mark Twain looks like it's getting ready. Maybe it will be ready on March 1st. That is one of my wife's favorite rides. From here we can see a lot of the construction. We can see a lot of the construction. Oh yeah, now look over the wall there and you'll see there's 1 or 2 orange machines. One looks like it's some type of a crane slash, I don't know what that is. It lifts things up. And then there's like a backhoe. There's like 2 backhoes. There's 2 orange backhoes and a yellow one. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. Wow. It looks like the brick walls are down, except for the brick wall on the furthest end by the queue side of the Haunted Mansion. It looks like there's still a piece of that, but it looks like, from what I could see, that maybe they took out all of the crypts, you know, in the graveyard along the wall there in the queue. It looked like those were gone, and it looked like a lot of the brickwork was gone as well. So something to be aware of. Here's a view looking across the New Orleans Square over to Frontierland. Oh wow, there's an entire building over there on the left that is completely covered in scrim. What is that? What is going on over there? Wow. Okay, now we're gonna walk through over here into New Orleans Square. Oh yeah, here we go. I see some music that's about to happen, or maybe it's already happening. Let's check it out. Oh, maybe they're just ending. I just missed them. Okay, we just missed the music at Orleans and Royal Street. It had recently been Fat Tuesday and Mardi Gras, and now that that has passed, I see all of the Mardi Gras decorations are gone. There were garlands of various assorted colors, Mardi Gras colors like purple and gold, that were hanging from all of these wrought iron railings here on the second story of these buildings, and that is all gone now. They removed it all. So Mardi Gras is officially over at Disneyland. Hi. Thank you. Enjoy yours. Thank you. It is. I love it when cast members are so enthusiastic like that. I mean, how lovely is that, right? Okay, this is going to be tricky now. How in the heck am I going to get over to Frontierland? I guess I'll have to cross over the bridge here, and then I will have to go over to the left of the bridge to get to Frontierland. Yeah, it's just as busy as it was before at Pirates of the Caribbean, and the left side, the Lightning Lane side, is just as empty as it was. So most people, it looks like, are not opting to pay that extra fee to go on to Pirates of the Caribbean. And really, why should you? Pirates of the Caribbean loads so quickly. You just, don't stand in line that long. There's the Adventureland Treehouse that I love so much, and there's no line for that, so I highly recommend it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go around to the left here to get past the crowd on the bridge. Here we go. All right, and you can see that Mark Twain straight ahead off in the distance. There's a pretty good crowd here today, I gotta say. The River Belle Terrace looks relatively calm, not too busy. It is well after lunch and not yet dinner time, so that's looking pretty chill. But the Stage Door Cafe is the building that I saw from across the way that was, or is, totally covered with a scrim, so I am guessing they are repainting that over here. And here comes our ship right there, the Columbia. There goes the Columbia, the one ship that's still in operation. And here we are, Stage Door Cafe. You wouldn't even know it's there except for that they put a sign up and another sign that says entrance, Stage Door Cafe. Oh wow. Yeah, now that they've got that covered, when I look over here at the Golden Horseshoe, it does look somewhat different. Like, I don't know, maybe I never noticed the paint job on it before, but the paint job looks new, and yet at the same time it looks worn. I don't know, that's crazy. The paint job looks worn in, a little faded, but at the same time it kind of looks like it's new. Isn't that crazy? So I don't know if they painted it or if I'm just looking at it more closely than usual because of the work that they're doing next door at the Stage Door Cafe. People getting their churros. Okay, let's go through Frontierland here. So, Stage Door Cafe being painted. Golden Horseshoe, to me, looks like it has been painted. I don't know, it's hard to say because I've been here on cold and windy and cloudy days, and the paint was not popping because the sun wasn't so bright. But now that the sun's brighter, it seems like the paint is popping more, which makes it feel like some of the buildings were freshened up, but maybe they weren't. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Put down in the comments what you guys think. Do you think they've painted any other buildings? Well, I'll tell you one building that really does need some paint, and that is the Shooting Exposition. The paint on the Shooting Exhibition really is starting to show some peel and starting to show some age. So that needs some painting, but of course, we are coming into the fort over here and the Westward Trading Company. So the Frontierland Fort is supposed to be more rustic, right? So they can let that paint go a little bit longer and give it more of that rustic feel. Looks like there's a lot of people hanging out over here by the entrance to the fort. It looks like a lot of pen traders. Yeah, pen traders at tables. This was a change that happened a few months ago where they wouldn't allow anybody to sit on the benches to trade pens anymore. You have to be at these tables. And so now we have all the traders kind of in one place, which is awesome. And they're all sharing these tables. So if you like to trade pens, this is the place to do it. It's really cool. It looks really good. And of course the Paymaster, which is our ATM. There's one on Main Street at the bank, and then there's one right here as well. So if you need an ATM, there's one for you. Of course, if you don't want to trade pens, you just want to buy some pens, the Westward Ho Trading Company is the place to go because they've got a massive quantity of pens and stickers and patches and playing cards. Here we are, we're inside now. Look at these pens, all kinds of pens, wow. Okay, here's our Mickey and Friends pens over here. I love this classic Mickey pen right here. That's an awesome one. I love Mickey in action, like where he's in movement. Those are my favorite. As opposed to posing. So like, here he is, he's really moving out on that one. Oh yeah, look at this. Here's an Oswald. Dancing characters. That's a nice one. Lots of good ones here. This is probably my favorite pin shop. There's one also in Tomorrowland that's very good, but I like the environment. Hi. I like the environment here in this pin shop and all of the variety. And of course they have other things like lanyards for your pins. More pins over here. And then they got phone cases. Lots of good stuff. Oh, and then they've got these magic bands. Is anybody but using magic bands? Put down in the comments if you guys use magic bands. And if you do, which magic band do you have? Or do you have multiple magic bands? Personally, I don't use the magic bands. I think they're cute, but I don't see the utility for them. Oh, I do like this backpack. That's really cute. Just a simple Mickey pin, but I like the style of the backpack. Simple Mickey patch. Okay, walking by Rancho del Zocalo Restaurante is always difficult for me. It's hard for me not to stop and have a tostada or some enchiladas or something. But Lizzie made enchiladas for us last night, homemade enchiladas with rice and beans, and it was so yummy. I couldn't possibly eat some Rancho del Zocalo today. Because as good as that is, it's great for Disneyland, but it's not the same as homemade. Not the same as my wife's. So we only have the Columbia out on the water, and it's been that way for a few months now as the Mark Twain has been under renovation. But I love the Columbia as well. And if you haven't seen my video on the Columbia, I did a full historical video on the Columbia. And so if you want to learn about the history of the Columbia, check my channel and look for my video on the Columbia. I also have a video on the Mark Twain, and I do the full history on the Mark Twain too, its construction, its development, who developed both of those ships and how they did it. Okay, here we are at Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, and it's 55 minutes wait, and that's pretty typical, the 55-minute wait. So, not bad. I do love Big Thunder Mountain. I love to ride it in the day, I love to ride it at night, I love to ride it when it's cold, and I love to ride it when it's hot. It's always fun. Lots of people standing and sitting around. If you need somewhere to sit and relax, a lot of people don't realize that there are tables and chairs over here at the shipping office right across the walkway from Big Thunder Mountain. It's a really great place. You get a view of the rivers of America and the Columbia going around, and when Mark Twain's going around, you see that.
There's a big tree house you can climb through over here.
Okay, here is a ice cream cart. Let's see if they have the Choco Taco. I don't see it. Let's see, I see Mickey heads, I see chocolate frozen bananas. Let's see what else they have over here. Let's see. Yeah, they've got the Toll House ice cream sandwich, but no Choco Tacos. Okay, no Choco Tacos, so I'm going to refrain from ice cream until I see some Choco Tacos, which maybe won't happen today. It's so beautiful out here today. It's warm enough that I could have worn shorts. Although once the sun goes down, it gets pretty chilly. At least for me, for this SoCal boy. There goes the train. There it goes, Big Thunder Mountain train. That's always fun. I love the Big Thunder Mountain train, the railroad. I love the waterfall over here that you get to see, and then how the tracks are banked right here. You never see that on a real railroad. You cannot have banked tracks like that. That would be crazy, because most trains are carrying cargo or passengers, and they need flat tracks. But not here at Disneyland. On Big Thunder Mountain, you have this banked track that banks around, and that is the difference between a railroad, a true railroad, and a true roller coaster. This is a true roller coaster. Here it comes. Oh yeah. Now that is fun, guys. You know what I think today? I am not going to go Fantasyland first. I am going to go into Galaxy's Edge. I do love Galaxy's Edge. So this is sort of the junction right here, where if I go to my right, I'll be in Fantasyland, and if I go to the left, I'm going to go over here into Galaxy's Edge. So let's head over into Galaxy's Edge. Another ice cream stand, and still no Choco Tacos. So those just obviously haven't hit the parks yet. I bet they'll be coming this spring though. Let's see, I seldom ever go into Galaxy's Edge from this direction. I usually go into Galaxy's Edge from the other side, and I exit out this side, but today we're going this way. This is the last stop to buy your Star Wars gear, like your lightsabers and t-shirts and stuff. That's why there are carts always parked here in this breezeway underneath this bridge, underneath the train bridge. You can hear the train going by, but you cannot see it. It's over there. Train bridge is over there. Let's see, maybe we'll start over this way. Yeah, feels like we are on another planet, passing by the marketplace, the spaceport, and the old outpost. I'm starting to get a little hungry here. Let's see if I can make it through Batuu without stopping for food. Oh, here's the Mandalorian. Mandalorian straight ahead, interacting with some children. Yep, there he is, the Mandalorian. Everybody's getting their selfies and their videos of him. And there he goes. People love the Mandalorian. Let's see, I think I'll walk. Yeah, I'll go walk this way. I never walk this way. I'll go walk this way. Everybody was stopped looking at and trying to interact with the Mandalorian, so now I'm in a little bit of a crowd of people that are all heading the same way, walking away from the Mandalorian's visit. We're on the outside of the marketplace. See the marketplace behind me, very nicely lit this time of the afternoon. I'm walking directly into the sunlight, and so it's pretty bright. I'm glad I have my sunglasses on. I think even with my sunglasses I'm squinting. But we are walking down in this direction to you-know-what, one of the most fun and exciting rides in all of Disneyland, and definitely the most exciting. Well, it's debatable which one's more exciting, but I think for me more exciting and more fun. I feel like this is going to be, or this is the most exciting ride in Galaxy's Edge. And does anybody have an idea which ride I'm talking about? Can you see where I'm walking to? 70 minutes for Rise of the Resistance. That's right, folks. We are at Rise of the Resistance. I think you probably knew that like 5 minutes ago when we were walking in this direction. But if you're not a Disney regular, this is the best ride in Galaxy's Edge, Rise of the Resistance. Super exciting. You get to interact with stormtroopers. You get to interact with all the different Disney characters from Star Wars when you're on this ride. It's pretty intense and pretty fun. You can see the line starts back where I just pointed, and then if you look, the line continues all the way through here and all the way down this little hill, and it does a bunch of switchbacks. So 70 minutes is pretty average for this particular ride, but 70 minutes is too long for me. I will not wait 70 minutes. I would rather come back another day or come back early and get on Rise of the Resistance. My favorite time to come here is rope drop. Get here, rope drop, and come straight over, walk over to Rise of the Resistance. Often, Rise of the Resistance is not open yet. It is not open until sometimes 8:30, 9 o'clock. So take your time walking over here, but then get in line and wait. Usually it's not open, but just hang around, mill around, and you will eventually be allowed onto Rise of the Resistance when it opens. It's so great walking around here. It's so pretty. I love looking at all of the rock formations, all of the craggy mountains of Batu. And now we are walking back up the pathway that we came from and back towards the marketplace. I think the best time of the year to come to Disneyland is late winter, early spring, before spring break, when the college kids and the high school kids all get out, and then, you know, they fill the park, which they should do. It's fun, right? But if you want to avoid those crowds, try to get here before spring break. It probably will be as crowded as this today, which is not crowded at all, or less crowded, depending on the time of day you get here and depending on which day you get here. Today's a Thursday, and I would say it is well attended, but it's not overcrowded and it's not intensely attended. The attendance is not huge today. It's just kind of average. The marketplace has a different vibe depending on which time of the day you come or night. All the different times are kind of cool. I always love to stop and look over here at this artist carving station and all the cool things that they have. It's really cool. Neat stuff. I love the way the light comes through the overhead coverings and all the plush animals they have in these shops, as well as all the cool clothing, so that when they have Star Wars night, you too can be dressed as one of the Star Wars character. Okay, as we walk through the Ronto Roasters at the far end of the marketplace, we're going to be coming out the other side here. And then we'll be seeing the Millennium Falcon, which is always super fun to see. All right, here we are, walking on up on it. Love the statue. And here's one of my favorite views. This kind of reminds me of when you come through the tunnel on the road to Yosemite, and then you come through the tunnel and it opens up and you see Half Dome and you see all of the Yosemite Valley down below you. That's kind of the feeling, the vibe I get here when I come out of Ronto Roasters, or when I come up the other way, and all of a sudden everything kind of opens up and you're seeing the Millennium Falcon and all of these big rock-faced mountains around the Millennium Falcon, as if it's just landed here. It's so cool. That's the way you come in normally, or the way I come in normally. Let's see, sometimes we see Ren over here, and sometimes we see R2-D2 or our favorite Wookiee. Looks like we see R2-D2 today. Yep, there's R2-D2 right there. The kids are taking selfie pictures with him. You hear those R2-D2 sounds. There he is.
You don't want to do it.
Interacting with children, which is fun.
Well, it's up to you. We can pick it up.
Saying whatever he says in R2-D2 speak. Wow, pretty cool, huh? I just love this land. It is just so fun. It always gives me the happy and exciting, adventurous feels. If you want to see some cool interactions with Kylo Ren and with the Stormtroopers, look on my channel for some of the videos. I have some shorts with some 60-second shorts with stormtroopers. I got some dancing stormtroopers, that's kind of fun. And then I've got some longer videos with Kylo Ren and stormtroopers interacting with other cast members and interacting with people in the park, with visitors in the park, and policing the area and going after the rebels. It's pretty cool. And so here is that area where we would typically find Kylo Ren and stormtroopers commanding our attention and hunting rebels in the area. Wow, look at this amazing spacecraft here. What is that? Is that an X-Wing fighter? Who knows? Does anybody know what this is? Look at this. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns on it. 2 in the middle, just above that boarding ramp, and then 2 on each wing for a total of 6. And then just looking back at Batuu, I love it when the light is really strong like this and you get the contrast of the highlights on one side of the rocks and the shadow on the other. It's a lot more dramatic than just on a cloudy or a rainy day. So if you can come on a sunny day like this, you really get the feeling of what this is like. And then of course it feels completely different at night because then all of this is lit up. It's really great. And if you want to see something special, when they have the fireworks display at night, you know, check on your app to find out when the fireworks display is going to be. Most people want to see it from in front of Snow White's castle or on Main Street, and those are great areas, right? But if you see it from here, so yeah, the fireworks are really close. They're firing them off just behind these mountains here in Batuu, and so the fireworks will just be like right up above you, right in your face. However, you don't get all of the cool Disney music and songs that you get when you're in front of the castle or on Main Street, and you don't get those like laser light shows, the light projections that you get on the buildings and that you know on Main Street or that you get on the castle. So be aware of that. You do miss out on that. But if you've seen that before and you haven't seen the fireworks from Galaxy's Edge, I recommend you come over here and see them at least one time. It's pretty cool. Okay, that is it for what is in Galaxy's Edge. The one land we have not gone into today is Fantasyland. So let's check out Fantasyland and see if all of the rides are in operation today. They had been over the winter, even late fall, but then through the winter they had been taking a lot of the rides down for renovation or for maintenance and putting them under wraps and repainting them and doing whatever they're doing inside. But I think all of them have come back online now. So let's go check that out. Okay, we're gonna head through here. This is this little fork in the road here. I'm coming up from Galaxy's Edge, and then you'll see if I go to the right over here, I'll be going into Frontierland where we went to earlier. But if we go to the left here, we're on the back side right now of Big Thunder Mountain. And then just over here to the left, we've got the Rainbow Ridge Stage Depot, which is really just a rest area. And then we come straight through these big wooden gates here, and that brings us into Fantasyland. On our right will be the Red Rose Cafe. If you want to get like a chicken sandwich or a slice of pizza or a hamburger, Red Rose Cafe is good for that. But it's not one of my favorite places, actually. I find it's pretty crowded inside and out. It's hard to get seating, and the food is just okay. I prefer to eat in one of the other establishments here at Disneyland. But if you're really hungry and you're in Fantasyland, you can come here, and there is seating both on the site of Red Rose Cafe over here on my right, as well as over here on the left, just past these umbrellas. There's more seating. So they do make an effort. You can see there are some tables here today that are open. So Fantasyland, I find, is one of the more crowded lands, if not the most crowded land on an average day. And I think that's because, you know, it has the little kiddie rides, right? The rides from all of the fairy tales that your children like, you know, that you like to read to your children, and all of the original cartoons, the original Disney cartoons like Cinderella, Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, all of those type of stories, Dumbo, all of those types of stories have their presence here in Fantasyland with rides. And you can just tell by the number of strollers that we have a lot of children in this area, because these are the rides that children love. These are the rides that children can go on because they don't have the same kind of height restrictions that you have when you're going on some of the more daring rides. You know, if you're on the Matterhorn, well, okay, the Matterhorn has a height restriction, but everybody can go on Pinocchio's daring journey, pretty much everybody. And you've got the King Arthur Carousel behind me here. Everybody can go on the King Arthur Carousel. And then we've got Snow White's Enchanted Wish over here. And you can see how busy it is today. Wow. Very busy. Yep. And there's the castle. I love this view here of the castle. It's so great. And then, okay, for some reason, Peter Pan's flight is always super busy. And as you can see, today is no exception. It is super busy here today at Peter Pan's flight. And it's very typical that you wait in line here for an hour for Peter Pan's flight, where the other rides in Fantasyland are a much, much shorter wait time. Okay, yeah, you can just see all the people that are passing me on my left and the crowd I'm following. This is pretty typical for Fantasyland. It gets busy in here. So I love to go on these rides like a couple times a year, 2-3 times a year, or go on at least one of them, because they are the original rides, right? They are really fun. But when it's really busy like this, I will wait. I'll go on another day when it's not so busy. You know, on a school day, earlier in the morning when all the kids are in school, and then this land will be a lot less crowded. And it'll be a lot easier to get on these little fun rides from the storybooks. More snacks. The Mad Hatter ride right over here. Storybook land over on the left with Monstro with his mouth open, showing his teeth over here, ready to eat us on the storybook boats. And then over here we got our Mad Tea Party, the Mad Tea Party cups. So that is really busy. The last several times I've been here, the wait for the teacups was like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most. Not today. This looks super busy. There's Storybook Land over there. Okay, yeah, we're getting packed in here. We're sandwiched between the Storybook Land boats and the cups, the teacups, and then up ahead of us is going to be the Matterhorn ride, and I'll bet you that ride has a really long line. Let's check it out. I'll bet it's over an hour, maybe 90 minutes.
Carson?
Wow, the crowd just like multiplied. Like once we rolled around past 3 o'clock, 3:30, it's gotten so much busier. I think it's like, you know, kids are out of school and parents took the day off early, and there's probably still people on vacation. Single rider line is even busy. Look at that. Usually I just walk straight on to single rider. This is the single rider line right here. And usually I just walk straight on, but not today. Look at that. That's looking like a 30-minute wait there on single rider. Let's check out the main entrance to the Matterhorn. So this is just up the road from the submarines, from Nemo's submarines. So here we are, the Matterhorn bobsleds. Hi, how you doing? Hi. Okay, it says only 45 minutes. That's not bad at all. 45 minutes, that is decent. 45 minutes is totally worth it for the Matterhorn. If it gets to be like 60 minutes, that's a little iffy. If it's 90 minutes, I won't do it, but 45 minutes for sure, that's worth it. You can see the line over here. It's not that bad really when you look in there. The switchbacks over here closest to me in this garden are not even filled up, but I'm sure they're wrapping down around the other side of the Matterhorn. Okay, let's go over here to the Edelweiss Cafe. I love my snacks. And it looks like the Edelweiss might be closed at the moment. Let's see, mobile pickup. What's going on with Edelweiss? They got bratwurst, they got cheesy garlic pretzel bread, and they got a turkey leg. Nothing I feel like eating today. Okay, there's only one thing we haven't looked at today, and that is one land we haven't looked at today, and that is what? Who knows what land we haven't looked at? We haven't looked at Toontown. But on our way to Toontown, we see the last attraction for Fantasyland, and that, of course, is Small World. It's a Small World ride, which was one of my wife's favorite rides. Lizzie loves Small World. She wants to go on it every single time. If the line is not big, we got to go on Small World. She loves that. And over in California Adventure, she loves the Incredicoaster because she is a thrill-seeking, joy-riding roller coaster fiend, which is completely different than Small World, right? It's like two opposite ends. Small World is very chill and sweet and slow-moving and gentle. So she's like two sides of a coin. On one hand, Lizzie loves Small World, which is super gentle. And on the other hand, she loves crazy, really wild rides. 45 minutes for Small World. That's pretty typical on a busy day. I don't like to wait in line for Small World more than about 15-20 minutes. And so if you pick your time of day, you can get on Small World in like 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. To get around the bubble machines. The bubble machines are going crazy. Kids love those bubble machines. I don't blame them, they're fun. Okay. I can see the Disneyland Railroad on the bridge above Toontown right now. I wonder if they're running, no, it looks like no plays today. Over here at the Fantasyland Theater, which is still Fantasyland, right? They have the Lion King, but I don't see it. Maybe it's done. But now, if we look over here to the right, there you go. You hear it, right? There is the Disneyland Railroad on the bridge right above Mickey's Toontown. So there it is. We'll wave at these guys. And now we're going to go on into Toontown, the last land that we have not explored today. And let's see if everything is open. So it seems like the main things that were closed, at least ride-wise, to review was the Astro Orbiter over in Tomorrowland, the Haunted Mansion in New Orleans Square, and then formerly Splash Mountain and to be Tiana's ride. That was still under construction as well. Beyond that, it seemed like everything else was open. So that's really good news. Over here on the right is Roger Rabbit's ride, Roger Rabbit's Cabco, and that is open over there. That's a really fun ride. My favorite ride in Toontown is Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad at the El Capitan Theater, which is right here. And so This is a must. You must go on this ride. I feel like this is the most creative ride in Disneyland. Not the most exciting, because I kind of reserved that for Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye. I think that's the most adventurous, exciting ride. But Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, I feel, is the most kind of inventive, creative, fun ride. Wait time 60 minutes. That's not terrible if you're right here just outside the doors. A lot of times though, there'll be a switchback line over here. And if there is, you know that's gonna be a long wait, because that usually means that there's also going to be a wait on the other side of the building, on the other side. So it could be 90 minutes or more. Woo, it's getting warm now. This is pretty good. It's not too busy out here at the tables. A lot of times here at the Old Boy Market, it gets pretty busy, but not so much today. Let's see what we got over here. I might have to get something. I got quesadillas and hot dogs and donuts and some kind of pizza, some specialty beverages. I don't see anything that really screams out to me like I've got to have it, so I'm gonna pass on all that. Oh, these are cute. Look at these picnic baskets. Those are really cute. The Goofy's How-To Play Yard is always packed, always full of kids, always having fun. This land is almost as busy as Fantasyland. Not as busy. I would say, 35% less busy than Fantasyland. But it's pretty busy. A lot of people waiting in line to meet Minnie Mouse. If you have not met Minnie Mouse, you have got to do it. I highly recommend it. Minnie Mouse is super fun. It's only a 30-minute wait. It's really cute in there. And even cuter than Minnie Mouse's house is Mickey's house. This has a little bit longer line. This is a 60-minute line. But you do spend more time with Mickey. You're kind of alone in the stage with him with just a few people at a time. And oh, look at that. Little girl's having fun with that car, taking a picture. And then here's the Gadget Coaster. This is Chip and Dale's Gadget Coaster. This is a really short ride. It's just like a minute and a half or something. But it's only a 30-minute wait. It's really fun. It's a little, 45 minutes. There you go. That's okay. I'm not getting on it today. That's okay. So Chip and Dale's Gadget Coaster went to 45 minutes. I think that's a little bit long. If you have little kids and they want to go on a roller coaster, well, then you got to do it, because this is a roller coaster that they can actually go on, but it is a really short ride. It's like a minute and a half long ride, and probably like a minute and a half. But it does have good fun twists and turns, and it's really fast. You can see here it comes just past the tree, and there it goes. Swings around. It's going to come back through here. And up it comes right there, and it's going to go just past us. So it's a really fun ride, but it's very short. So, waiting 45 minutes for it is kind of a long time for a ride. It's a minute and a half. Okay, that is it for Toontown. I didn't walk by Roger Rabbit's cab company ride, but you saw it. It was open. And that's, almost always 30 minutes, and it could be even a lot longer. It is a really fun ride, especially if you're a fan. Okay, walking by the camera shop, back here through Toontown, and we got all the cool buildings, all their wacky kind of looks. The safe company, the insurance company, the fireworks company, and then here we are. Oh, nice and cool over here. There's a little breeze. Yeah, as soon as you get out of the sun, there's a little breeze over here. So here's Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, the cab companies. Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. And it doesn't say what, oh, there it is. The wait time is 65 minutes. So, that is a bit of a wait time, but it's not terrible. So if you can get into Roger Rabbit and a line is 30 minutes or less, that's the hot ticket. So the queue inside is kind of cramped and dark, and when you're in there, it can be a little oppressive. So I don't like to be in the Roger Rabbit ride queue for more than about 30 minutes. So there's just a hot tip for you.
Gracias. As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. Majestic Matterhorn Mountain.
And there it is, the Matterhorn Mountain, as seen from Small World on the train, on the Disneyland train. We're just putting along here on the Disneyland train, looking down here at Small World.
We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, tomorrow...
Once again, folks, don't like to see have to be inside the train. Please like to see have to be inside the train, not waiting outside the train.
Leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers.
Once again, friends, like to see have to be inside the train. Please not waiting outside of the train.
For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on.
Alright, everybody, we're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. Please remain seated until the train comes very full. Utopia, the monorail, Space Mountain, Star Tours, the adventure continues. Finding Nemo and Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters. Welcome everyone to the future.
And pulling into Tomorrowland Station. It looks like Autopia is almost as busy as it was earlier today. It's a little hard to see as we look straight into the sun there. This Tomorrowland Station has sort of that googie style of mid-century design to it. You know, the orange steel I-beam uprights with the holes in them. It's kind of that googie design that kind of typifies a certain period in the 20th century, and always look kind of forward-looking, advanced space age, sci-fi kind of.
The Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated. Hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children, and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
on Disney to the Disney Hotel, tram, bus, and of course the Main Street Shop. Once again, let's all hands inside the train, please, at all times. Inside the train, please. Thank you. This is the area for Main Street Shop as well. There are no ramps or any elevators in the station, so there is only stairs. If anybody has a stroller or wheelchair, please keep up folded until they come out the stairway. Thank you everyone for choosing the Disneyland Railroad. And this is how we remind everybody at 5:30 we'll be having the Magic Happens Parade and we'll be starting from Main Street all the way down to West Small World at 5:30.
Your attention, please. Last call for the Disneyland Limited. Now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stops at Frontierland, Mickey's Toontown.
To invite you to gather in Town Square as together we celebrate America. To begin our celebration, we salute our country with an American melody written by the original Yankee Doodle Dandy himself, tradition dating back to Abraham Lincoln's presidency, the Disneyland Resort Security Honor Detail will now lower the flags for the evening until the rising of the new dawn. Let us observe the retiring of the colors. We are proud to salute all veterans and all who currently serve in the United States Armed Forces. To those of you who have joined us today, on behalf of the Disneyland Resort, we sincerely thank you for your honorable service to America.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any veterans or current members of our armed forces who'd like to invite you up to the platform.
Please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. continue to live on in the hearts of our children. And may these United States of America endure through all generations as the land of the free and the home of the brave. To close our ceremony, please join us in singing a love song to our nation. God bless America. Ceremony. May you enjoy the rest of your day at the Disneyland Resort, a magical place where dreams come true.
Please hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications button. Thank you very much.